Let's do this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, skateboarders. Welcome to TSM Live Show, Season 4 finale, Episode 11. I'm your host, Tommie Zam. This episode's interviewers are Jeff Wansong, Pat Duffy, music by Chuck Treece. You guys ready to get this show started? Because I know I'm ready. Let's do this. Yeah, what's up, Jeff?
Hey, just chilling, man. How are you doing?
Oh man, just chilling too, man. I'm excited. This is season finale of season 4 finale, man. I'm stoked that you're on here, man.
Oh, I feel special.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
Hey, you want to check out your video part, man?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
all right, well, check this out, man. Dude, that was sick video, dude.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, a lot of work went into that one.
Take us back to making that video, man. Like, I mean, doing did it take you a long time with the double flips and all that? I mean, did it like how many tries did it take you on some of those tricks?
Oh man, some tricks took me like 2-3 trips to go back for and do, and like I mean, each time like at least 3-4 hours of trying. Other ones, I got lucky. Got the first time I went there relatively easy. But yeah, the whole video part took. Dude, the first clip I got for that is about 4 years old.
Mhm.
So it's been in production for about 4 years, but it's not like I was steadily filming that whole time. I got injured pretty frequently throughout the process, and paused it a little bit, and I don't know, just filmer issues. Not everyone's always available to go out when you're ready to go out. So yeah, just things like that. But yeah, a lot of, I don't know. The video parts are cool. It's like it's just like it's like a time machine. You just look back to a lot of memories you had. Like maybe not even necessarily. I mean, of course, about the trick you were doing, but also whatever else you were doing in that time that you were trying that trick besides skateboarding.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's always cool to look back on video parts.
No, I agree with you on that because I mean, when we used to film all the time back in the days, we used to use like old like dinosaur cameras and the old VHS cameras and stuff. And I mean, I still go back with my homie's house and still watch some of the old videos, footage of me and all of us used to skate when we were like little small little jits and shit. So yeah, I definitely get you on that from like memories and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I have some of that VHS footage in there of me when I was a little kid, dude.
I saw that.
Like that was my friend's idea who edited the video part. He wanted to put in some really old footage of me when I like was first starting to skate, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I could ask my parents and see if they got anything, but I doubt it. And then my mom like came through and had all these old VHS tapes of me when I was like 10, 11 years old, and it was crazy, man. Like looking back on that stuff because it's like I completely forgot about those times, but then looking back on them and watching them, I'm like, oh wow, I remember that now. It's a crazy feeling.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, let's go back a little bit. So, where are you from? I mean, originally.
I'm from Denville, New Jersey.
Okay, and what was it like growing up there?
It was cool, man. I mean, besides skateboarding, it's a great place to bring up a child. It's a really, really friendly town, neighborhood, super safe. Just your general like suburban town in I don't know, not the middle of nowhere. It's not. It's like an hour from New York City, but yeah. I mean, it was cool. I didn't have a lot of. I mean, when I was coming up skateboarding about 20 years ago, I mean, obviously, it's not as big as it is nowadays, and I was kind of like a little bit of an outcast being a skateboarder in elementary and middle school and stuff. Like I didn't really have many friends who skated as well, or if they did, they weren't as serious as I was about it. So yeah, in that sense, I don't know. It kind of helped me though. It kind of helped me like find myself and who I am as a skateboarder because I didn't really have anyone else to shape my opinion of like what's cool or like what's good. Like I just did what I thought was cool and what I thought was like neat, and that's so yeah, just as far as skateboarding goes, I didn't really have a whole lot of people to do it with, but I kind of appreciate it in that way as well.
Yeah, and who was the skaters that you grew who were the pro skaters that influenced you in the skateboarding?
Influenced me?
Yeah, that got you like you're stoked
Okay.
on like, oh dude, Ronnie Mullen, that dude he
Oh
kills it.
yeah, okay, for sure. Well, I mean, I grew up playing the Tony Hawk video game, so
Okay.
those are kind of that was like kind of my first exposure to professional skateboarders. So Rodney Mullen, for sure, now that you mention him. I remember just watching his videos. I'm like, this guy is insane, like doing the craziest stuff. I don't even know what he's doing. Bam Margera was a big one. Like, I always thought it was cool how he'd like jump off big stuff and just not care, like, at all. Daewon Song, of course, hence my nickname. Brian Herman, still one of my favorite skaters to this day. Liked him a lot, still do. Who else? I mean, Andrew Reynolds, for sure. I mean, those are like the main ones, pretty much. You know, if somebody asks me my favorite skater, I just tell them Brian Herman, because he did influence me a lot of tricks that I do. But yeah, so.
And growing up in your town in New Jersey, was there a lot of like, what was the skate scene like there? Or was it like a lot of skate shops, or you had to go to mall shops, or what?
No, man. Like I said, like nothing, pretty much. Like no skate parks, no skate. Well, actually, okay. There was one skate shop in my town, but it was like a bike shop originally that tried to do skateboarding, but I don't know. That just didn't work out. They haven't been around for like 15 years or something. They went out of business pretty quickly. But I did have a shop in a couple towns over. It was maybe like 30, 40 minutes away. That was like the main shop in my area. It was called Small Empire. And yeah, that was just like the core shop of our whole area around there. And then, I mean, I think later down the line, the mall in my town got a Zoomies or something, which I didn't really want to go there, but like that was closer than that core shop. So like if I broke a board and really needed one real quick, yeah, I'd probably go there. But generally I go to Small Empire to like get whatever I needed.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so you didn't have like a really big skate scene, but then you decided like after high school, like, you know what, Mom, Dad, I'm going to go take this further. I'm going to go travel with my skateboarding. I mean, did you decide to do that or what?
Well, I mean, kind of. Right after, when I graduated high school, I went to college. So I went to college in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
So
that's right. That's where I seen you down in Tampa.
Yeah, so I wasn't necessarily done with school and all that just yet. But the fact that I got out of New Jersey and went to another state and got to meet a lot of new people, skate a lot of new spots, and just be exposed to a bunch of stuff I hadn't been exposed to before, it helped me a lot. Kind of, I don't know. It was just, it was a good experience for sure. Much better than if I just stayed in New Jersey or something. Like, I don't even know what I'd be doing right now if I did that. So yeah, I moved down to Florida for four years, and then once I graduated college, I had some buddies out in California who, like, perfect timing. They needed a roommate, like right when I left school, and I'm like, all right, well, I did the whole school thing, kind of just. My parents wanted me to do that, so I'm like, I guess I'm kind of free to do what I want now. And then moved out here, and it's been about 8 years or so, and yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, and what'd you go to school for? Was it for like a doctor or anything, or what?
Nah, nothing crazy, man. I just I got a degree in communications.
Okay.
And originally I went for business, but I hate numbers, so I was like, okay, fuck that, and then. Communications was a lot easier, so I just went with that. And there's a lot of different things you can do with that down the line. So
yeah.
I'm glad I did that. It's definitely good to go to school and have a backup plan.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, you can't skate all. I mean, we love to skate all our lives, but we know Father Time kind of knocks on our door sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. You can't do it forever. That's for sure.
And then so you went from New Jersey to college in Tampa, and then after that, after 4 years, you're like, I'm free man now. No more college, no more school. You took off to California, and is that where you started to like companies and people knows who you are more out in California?
In terms of and publicity and people knowing me and stuff. That started a little bit when I was still in New Jersey, because dude, before YouTube was like, everyone wanted to be a YouTuber and get rich off that. I was doing YouTube like way before, like when it first started. And I made my username Jeff Wan Song. And that's like, that's kind of why people still call me that to this day. And yeah, that was like my Instagram back then. I would just post, I wouldn't even post like long videos. I just post like a clip every day on my YouTube. And I guess, I don't know, the algorithm pushed me out there just because of the names of the tricks I put in the titles and stuff. And because of that, my first sponsor was another skate shop that like popped up randomly, like a little bit, like my senior year in high school, and then they went out of business. But my first like real sponsor was Plan B. They
sick.
Yeah, and they found me through YouTube. Like, it's crazy, man. They just like they messaged me through YouTube and then told me to check my email, and I checked my email and it said call Colin at this number. And keep in mind also, this was on April Fool's Day. So I was like, oh, wow, what a great joke somebody's playing on me. But I was like, whatever, it can't hurt to try. So I called the phone number. It was Colin McKay on the phone. I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And just, just saying like him and the Plan B team were like fans of what I was doing and wanted to help me out with boards and stuff. And this was right before I went to college too. So like, this is perfect. I was like, because it was before I graduated, I was like, I don't know, I was like contemplating like what I was going to do. I was like, man, I always knew I was going to skate, but like, I didn't know how serious I should keep taking it. I'm like, man, should I like really keep going with this? Like, dude, am I really like any good? I don't know. Yeah. Like, that was kind of like a sign, dude. I was like, oh, wow. Like if Plan B Skateboards wants to help me out, something must be there. Like, so yeah, it definitely motivated me for a while, getting help from them. Appreciate those guys. Definitely.
That's rad. I mean, what were you like? Were you like nervous? Were you palm sweating when you're like,
dude, I will tell you all of that. And I swear that might be the only time I've ever cried from happiness. Like I was in disbelief, dude. I remember I like ran into my mom's bedroom and I'm like, Mom, you'll never believe this. I'm sponsored by I'm sponsored by P-Rod's company, blah, blah, blah. Cause he was on Plan B at the time. And like, she's like, I don't have to buy you skateboards anymore. I'm like, no, I get free stuff now. And it was just like my first taste of like, oh shit, this is what like being sponsored feels like. Holy shit, this is crazy. Yeah. So yeah, that was like by far one of the happiest moments of my life to this day.
Hell yeah, dude. That's rad. That's something that you'll always remember for the rest of your life.
Completely. Also because they emailed me a video of P-Rod saying like, yo, Jeff Wan, we've been watching your videos, sick stuff. We want to help you out. This is us trying to contact you. And I still have that video saved to this day. I'm never letting that go, dude. That's always going to be on a computer, a phone, something in my hard drive. Like, always going to have that.
You're going to die and that video is going to be with you in your coffin or buried with you or whatever,
Something like that. Yeah.
That's rad, dude. That's rad. And then you also got hooked up with Ronnie Krager too, with his brand too, right?
Yeah. So, okay. The Plan B thing that lasted for about a year and a half or so. And then just, they had like budget things and had to let me go, but whatever, I understood it. And then, I don't know, my whole time, I was still in Florida when that happened. I was in college. And then, I don't know, I had like little random board sponsors here and there throughout that time. And then I moved out here and I was like internet friends with James Craig, who worked at Dwindle, the guy who used to be Pro for Blind.
Yeah.
And he was helping me out with like almost boards for a little bit. And then randomly, I guess Ronnie Krieger. What? Okay, so I had this skate shop sponsor out here, and they gave me a guest pro model. I guess it was a shop board with my name on it, pretty much.
That's right.
And I guess Ronnie went into my shop one day, hooking them up with his company, High School Dropout Boards, and he saw that board of mine, and he was like, "Oh yeah, what's up with that kid? Does he have is he sponsored? Does he have a board sponsor? Blah blah blah." And I didn't even know about this, but I guess somebody who happened to be in the shop that day and overheard that. They just messaged me and they're like, "Yo, Ronnie Krieger was asking about you." And I'm like, "What the fuck, really?" And then, yeah, he just I don't know, somewhere around that time, he followed me on Instagram, and then I just reached out to him. I'm like, "Yo, what's up, man? I heard you were asking about me in my skate shop." And then he just pretty much told me about his brand, asked me if I wanted to ride for them, and I did that for a little over around 3 years or so. And that was really cool, man. That guy he's the best, super supportive, helped me out a lot, and it was a cool brand. Just I don't know. I'm not really exactly sure what happened with it, but I wish it could have still kept going. It was really cool.
Hell yeah. And now you're pro for Val Skateboards, right?
Yeah. That
Congratulations on that, homie. How's that feel, dude?
Thanks, man. It's pretty cool. So see my name on the skateboard. But yeah, that was weird, man. It was so after the whole high school dropout thing, it was a weird couple of stages, I guess. So I had a friend. He's a YouTuber named Lamont Holt. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yeah, I heard of him.
But yeah, he has this brand called Candy, and they were starting to make skateboards, and he told me they were going to make a team, and he wanted me to be on it. So I joined that, and that was cool. But I mean, I noticed he wasn't really putting anyone else on. And then I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know about this. I kind of don't want to be on a company that has no team, really. And he's my friend. He understood. And then after that, that's when I contacted Steve at Steve McInnes, and he was helping me out with FSC boards and stuff like that. But the whole time, he was telling me he couldn't really put me on. There's not really enough room for the team or to have another pro or anything. So yeah, I was in a little bit of
whatever
a board purgatory for a bit, and then somewhere down the line, he told me he had a friend starting a new brand called Vow, and they wanted it's an Australian brand. They said they wanted an American pro, and I'm like, all right, cool. Who do you want? And then they're like, oh, we want to turn you pro. I'm like, oh shit, okay. I'm like, yeah, then I'm down. Let me try skate some of the boards, see how they are. And the boards were sick, but man, this was about 2 years ago. All this happened that they proposed that idea to me. So I'm like, all right, well, yeah. I mean, of course, I want to have a pro model, but I don't want to just get a pro model. I want to do something, and I have some clips. Let me film a part that I'm pretty stoked on, and then after the part comes out, maybe have the board come out. And yeah, they like that idea, and that's pretty much what happened.
Oh yeah. And did you come up with the graphics, or did they come up with the graphics themselves?
No, actually, my one of my best friends back in Jersey, who he's a filmer, artist, skateboarder, all this stuff. He came up with the graphic, and this was actually I was supposed to go pro for Ronnie's company 4 years ago, and then they kind of just fizzled out. But this was going to be the graphic for Ronnie's brand, and just never happened. So we've been holding on to it for a while, and yeah, it's just kind of a little bit of an inside joke. I mean, of course, there's the guy on the roof skating because I
course
skate off roofs a lot. But people think it's Snoopy, but it's not Snoopy because we'd get sued if it was Snoopy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually a rat. It's a rat that looks like Snoopy. And the whole reason behind that is just because we have this little joke that whenever I'm back on the East Coast and we're filming, I'm trying to trick for a long time. I mean, pretty much the only time I visit is during the summertime. So it's pretty hot, humid. You know, you're in Florida.
Exactly. And Jersey gets cold as shit.
Jersey gets cold, but during the summertime, it gets hot and humid, dude. Not like Florida, but it's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad.
Yeah, so anytime we try to film a trick during the summer, and I'm getting like stressed out, I'm like all sweaty and shit. He's like, dude, you look like a drowned rat. So I'm like, oh wow, thanks. So like this rat on the roof is supposed to be me, I guess. So that's the story behind this graphic.
That's rad, dude. And hey, man, you deserve it, man. You know,
also, the guy who homie who made the board graphic, he edited the part we just watched too.
Oh, sick. No, he did a good part. Good part on the edit and everything. That's definitely good.
Yeah, he killed it on that for sure.
And do you have any other sponsors too other than Vow, or is just only?
Yeah, no, Vow, Etnies, Crux, Trucks, FKD bearings, Bro Style grip tape, Doritos, the drink.
No way. You like those?
Yeah.
Those things are good, dude.
Kind of an interesting one, but I'm stoked on that.
Hell yeah.
And Inner City Skate Shop, and I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, cool. And do you have anything coming up for 2022 or rest of 2021?
Yeah, a few things, man. That same guy I was just talking about who made this graphic, but he films VX, and every time I come back to visit Jersey, we've been working on this. Well, it's pretty much done. He's just like making some final touches. I have a VX part coming out that he fully filmed and edited, so it should turn out sick. Like he's really good at what he does. So that should be out some point next year. I'm out here in LA. I'm still filming, stacking clips. I don't know exactly what for, but some part will come out hopefully within the next year or so. And then also, besides all that, I have a homie who he's from the East Coast as well, and he just moved out here, who I've known since I was like 14 or 15. And his job is like video editing, but not for skateboarding, like other stuff.
Yeah.
And he had an idea. He wanted to make a trick tip video with me because people always they're always asking me how to do tricks, and the tricks I do, there aren't many tips on the internet on how to do them. So we came up with like 12 pretty different tricks that I'm going to teach you how to do. And we're going to put some of the tips on YouTube, but we're going to make the whole thing into like a full video, and probably be on sale on like Amazon or something. But we're going to have to try. All the tricks are like filmed. We just got to like edit some stuff and trying to have that out around Christmas time or something.
All right.
So,
cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm up to right now.
Hell yeah. And do where can people find you at? Do you have a website, social media, YouTube channel?
I don't have a website, but my Instagram is just my name at Jeff DeChesare. And my YouTube is still Jeff Wansong after all these years. I haven't posted many videos lately, but like I said, I'm going to post some of those trick tips on my YouTube. So stay tuned for that.
I can't wait to see those, because some of those tricks in your video part, I'm like, holy shit, how in the hell did he do that, dude?
Yeah, it should be funny, man. Hopefully it helps out some people when they watch them. But,
are you gonna have any bloopers in it?
There should. What do you mean by bloopers? Like falls, or just like messing up?
Falls. You messing around talking?
Yeah. There's gonna be plenty of falls. Me just like doing stupid shit. I don't know. It'll be funny. It won't be boring. Trust me.
Oh, I can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah.
I seen you back in Tampa, and I seen you a lot when I was out there, man. And hey, dude, I'm stoked for you, man. You well deserve to turn pro, and your skateboarding is amazing, dude. I know a lot of people are hyped on you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you hitting me up for this interview, dude. Seriously, I'm stoked that I get to be on the season finale. It's a cool feeling.
Dude, season finale with 2 legends, dude.
Dude, Pat Duffy, what the hell, dude? Holy shit, man. So
and Chuck Treece. Wait till you hear Chuck Treece's story, dude. That's a true legend right there, dude.
And it all like full circle, man. Like I was talking about Plan B, dude. I think at one point Pat was sending me boards. Actually, I think he became the team manager at one point. So that's super cool. Like Pat's always been a super good dude.
Hell yeah. Well, Jeff, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. Coming up next is Chuck Treece. Make sure you stick around because dude kills it on a guitar, man. Thanks, Jeff.
Cool, man. Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah.
What's up? I'm Tyson BowerBank, and I skate Bone Swiss bearings. I've been skating Bones for like 10 years now. They're the longest lasting bearing, the fastest bearing. I usually skate a pair for like 6 or 8 months. They don't break, they never slow down. They're the best. Go get yourself a pair.
It's all one big funky group.
Skateboarding and music, both original, pure, unique, raw. My life would be nothing without it. Jump on your skate, jump into your music.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, man. I love the intro of you, man. It was like a, like a big, huge, well, you're a true legend coming on the show, man.
Thank you. Oh.
How you been, man?
Good. Yeah, I've just been playing a lot of music with G Love, and also myself and my son have a project called Bing Crosby. We've just been playing skate parks and having fun. And right now we're about to do a tour with Ron Allen. So we're heading to Chicago. I'm at a public skate park right now. Well, private skate park. It's called The Yard in Ambler, PA. So we're leaving right after this to head to Chicago.
Hell yeah, dude. And where are you going to play out in Chicago so the audience will know where to come check you out?
Well, it's going to be, I guess, the Vans skate park in Chicago this weekend. Well, this Tuesday, they're opening back up. So there's like a 25 guest skate session. And then Ron and I do a radio show on the second floor.
Oh,
so it's kind of like a then the shows start after that. But this is going to be, we're going to play on the webcast. It's just not a full show. It's like a little 10-minute set.
Dude, that's rad, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait to check this out, man.
It'll be fun.
Hell yeah. Well, cool. Let's get into this. Some of the audience might know who you are and some might not. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, my name is Chuck Treece. I'm a professional skater, musician out of Philadelphia. Started skating when about age 11. I'm now age 57. I'm still skating. I've created a lot of music for Stacy Peralta, the Bones Brigade videos, Public Domain Band, this Propaganda, and there may be one other one that I'm leaving out. But I've basically been playing music within the hardcore and reggae scene a bunch because that was going on in Philly along with skateboarding. I went to school in Wilmington, Delaware, graduated in 82. And since there was a scene in Philly and it was only half an hour away, the best thing for me to do was just to get into a bigger city and, figure out what was going on within skateboarding and punk rock. And that turned into everything else that you guys see.
Hell yeah. And growing up in Delaware, is that where you started skateboarding or was it more moving into Philly?
No, I started at age 11. I was going back and forth from Wilmington, Delaware to Philadelphia. My mom lives in Philly and I live with my dad in Wilmington. So my first skate park was in Wilmington, Easy Rider, and where I basically first skinned my first bruise on a skateboard came from like my neighborhood suburban, spot. Like it's called Metalwood. I was skating with a friend of mine. It's just funny. It's way back in the day, but we all were emulating this surf style. And Delaware's a huge surf town. There's a bunch of stuff going on there, and skate town too.
That's right, dude. And do you remember your first skateboard?
My first one was a $15 board that my dad purchased for me. It's like a typical plastic one, kind of like what the penny boards are now. But the first real one was a company called Newport Slalom, which is kind of like a weird slalom board that I was riding for a while. But my first skateboard was a Sims Woodkick, Tracker mids, and Blue Kryptonics. I think they were like 60 or 70 millimeter.
Oh, okay. Damn, I'm not. You're going back before me, man.
yeah. That's way. Yeah. I'm talking like we were right after. We watched skateboarding crumble. You know what I mean? Because I was there for all the Skateboarder magazine into Action Now, and then when Thrasher basically started out as a fanzine, so it was like to see it all kind of melt together is amazing. Yeah, a lot of history.
And so going back and forth from Delaware to Philly, and starting skateboarding in Delaware, and what was it like skateboarding in Philly? Coming from Delaware and then going to Philly, what was it like?
I didn't really start skating really street skating in Philly until like my high school or my junior year, which was like 81. So I was more like kind of the suburban kid. I would always go to to Philly to see my mom hang out, see shows. But we were really lucky. There was an indoor park called Philadelphia Skate Park, which I never rode. Jamie Godfrey and a bunch of guys rode it. It was cool. But we had a park called Cherry Hill Skate Park, and you'll probably hear about it if you interview people of my era. But it was one of the best indoor parks to this day built in Cherry Hill, New Jersey by this guy, Wally Holiday. So we didn't have a need to street skate as much. And the minute that indoor park was, finished due to the weather conditions around here, everyone from Philly, Jersey, Delaware, all over the place. We were all at Cherry Hill I guess it lasted for about 3 years.
Okay. And so you going to Philly, what was your first show to go, your punk rock show, first show in Philly go see?
My first hardcore show was a band called the Nihilistics. It was in like Fair Lawn, New Jersey, like kind of northern New Jersey, with a bunch of friends of mine that I met through the scene. My first kind of hardcore show in Philly was at Love Hall, and I think it probably had to be maybe like MDC, or because bands would come in and you don't have to pay $5. So I saw the first Suicidal Tour, TSOL, Minutemen, the Dicks, Big Boys, just Gangrene, so many different, bands. But probably around like 82 is when I started going to shows actively.
That's right, dude. And so I mean, seeing that and then going back to Delaware, it was like Delaware didn't have a big punk rock scene that much, or was it more you were like more hyped to get back to Philly because you're like, dude, the punk scene's way better?
Yeah, well, it was different. Delaware was more of a corporate town, and it's a port town, just like Baltimore and Trenton, and the other towns that are connected to the Philly is also. So basically, what it was is Philadelphia was so established then because all the clubs were open, and then they were opening themselves to younger bands and taking more risks, versus Delaware wasn't. So naturally, you would have to go to Philly to see all the the fun stuff. And then Delaware was where I kind of just built more of my personality before I moved to Philadelphia in 82, as far as like getting to know friends, being a black guy in skateboarding, like getting to get out of the box that I was mentally in, because skateboarding there was no box for it. You know what I mean? It was like you had to be creative because we were a small group of people, trying to get this message across that skateboarding is important to the world.
Oh, definitely. And that's rad. You mixed skateboarding and punk rock together and done such great things with it. You know what I mean? From getting on the cover of Thrasher to playing with Bad Brains and doing all this stuff. I mean, that's amazing. Like, do you ever look back and be like, pat yourself on the shoulder and being like, fuck, man, I didn't expect this like 20 years ago,
Yeah, it's wild because I skated with a good friend of mine, Tom Graholski, in North Brunswick, New Jersey, and he had a plexiglass vert ramp in his backyard. This is when skateboarding just kind of crashed. I was around, say, 16, 17. And for some reason, because I got into, like,
what the universe or the power of the universe or your mind, and how what I related that to as far as like what you want, you can manifest it. Well, when we were skating, we were listening to GBH, Bad Brains, all these different things. And not all of us are musicians or artists, but it seemed like the people that wanted to do graphics ended up working on big records because the records that we were listening to, we were inspired by. People that were musicians ended up playing with some of those people, you know what I mean? Bad Brains, Dag Nasty, Scream, it's cool that skateboarding helped us. It was like a bridge into the future of what we wanted to do. It made things a little bit more approachable than just saying, get in the band, get a record deal, do whatever. The skateboarding was a tribe, and we had a music and the background. And once they added video to it, it just blew up everyone's imagination to say, well, that's cool too. Let's just do small things and have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's rad, dude. That's so rad. And then how'd you get in the mix with having songs with Bones video or from POW videos and stuff like that? How'd you get in the mix of that? How did that start it out?
I wrote Stacy when I was 14 after reading his interview in Skateboarder magazine. And then he wrote me back and told me that he was starting the Bones Brigade. So I was still skating Cherry Hill. Jamie Godfrey was sponsored by POW and this other skater, Mike Jezalowski. So I'd already known about POW and we had already respected him. When he was like, look, I'm creating this thing. It's not a team. It's more like a tribe, but it's called Bones Brigade. He's like, it's a handwritten letter. And so since we stayed in touch and things worked out, once I got signed to Deluxe, I think it was Deluxe Records, Beware Records on Deluxe, which is Thunder Trucks and Brian Ware, the whole Thrasher crew. Stacy had a chance to, I guess he was doing most of the filming at Savannah Slammer. And then he had access to all the music that was on Beware Records, which is Odd Man Out, Stevie Caballero's band. There was McRad and a couple of Drunk Engines, Mofo's band. So he put the whole catalog to Savannah Slammer. It blew up. And then he turned around and put two of the songs, McRad songs, Weakness and McShred, into public domain for the Ray Barbie, Chet Thomas. So that was a surprise to me because he didn't even tell me. I just went to the premiere in LA. And I'm sitting around and Lance and everybody, Tony's there, we're all young. And I hear my song and it's like the most groundbreaking street footage I'd ever seen. And, I always looked up to Ray because, we all know each other as skaters. So when Stacy kind of showcased us in this new world and he understands art and acting in LA, he was right on point. Like it was so perfect that he gave us a chance to kind of come out of the crust of it. You know what I mean? That's
rad, dude. And see your song on a big screen. Did you have like a tear in your eye? Were you just like, yes?
I was kind of bugging because we're in LA and I was always been like, skateboarding LA, whatever, the whole, Z-Boys thing. And just to be there, I was more or less blown away. Like, wow, why did he think that my song would go to this footage? Because I just remember recording it with Ray Stevens, and Ray plays in the Faction also, and a bunch of other bands, Clay Wheels. He's a great producer. And so I'm more or less attached to how we made the record and then what we had to do. But Stacy was more or less attached to what the passion was. And so I was blown away, but I was more surprised that he was ahead of the curve on the visual thing. You know what I mean? I wanted to be all like Soppy, but there's a bunch of the best, Mike McGill and all these people in the building. I don't want to seem like, what's he all emotional for? You know what I mean?
What are you doing, man? What's he got tears in his eye?
Come on, dude.
Dude, that's so rad, man. Just to think that like the whole world listened to your song on like one of the greatest videos ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's pretty, and I wrote it in West Philly. It's just funny because it's like there was no skate parks. We just had like random spots. And I remember just sitting, in my mom's, living room I had this Ibanez Roadstar too, and I was like, I started strumming these chords, and I was like, I was really in a Def Leppard phase at that point. And so I think the song's called Phonograph.
Oh yeah,
Phonograph. That song. And basically, the chorus of that song, Weakness, is a big part of. I didn't take the riff. I just kind of took. And it's Mutt Lang. He's a great producer also. So I should thank Mutt Lang for putting that record where it needed to be. But it was a definite situation where I was in my MTV phase going, here's skateboarding. I'm just going to, instead of it being punk rock, I wanted to be rock and roll.
That's rad, dude. That's definitely rad. And you do a lot of stuff with Ray Barbie, Tommy Guerrero, and of course with Ron Allen and stuff. I mean, that's rad that you guys stuck together. And is there going to be a big band with all you guys all at once or what?
Well, Ray and I and Tommy have a project called Blacktop Also, it features Josh Lippy and Matt Rodriguez.
Okay.
Eslabo is from Sacramento. I'm going to be doing a tour with Tommie coming up in April to May. It's all of Europe. He's got a new record coming out. And I just did a show with Ray about a couple of months ago. I can't remember what it was, but I hope that we'll do another. There's another Blacktop record that's in the studio in the can.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to mix it. But, people, are busy.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a situation where people have to do, families and agendas. And then when COVID hit, it's kind of threw everything.
Yeah.
But I miss doing Blacktop shows because when I look up on the stage, it's like some of the coolest skaters and people were all playing this music, which we love from our hearts. You know what I mean? We would never thought that would happen, but it actually just happened through skateboarding.
Yeah, that's rad. And we're about to listen to this a track with you and Tommie. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, tell me what track it is again.
Oh, I don't even remember. Carl, what track is it?
Well, no, I was trying to figure out most of the music that I create with Tommie. It's wild because people see him playing guitar, but when he played in Free Beer, he's when we met as kids, at Del Mar, he's a bass player. Yeah. So basically, what we do in the studio is he'll have a vibe, we'll jam live, you know what I mean, and then we'll kind of like put the stuff together, and then live we kind of have to. I mean, we get pretty serious about the rehearsals, you know what I mean? It's like 2 days of like grueling, getting tempos right, getting vibes right, because Tommie's really attached to the anthem of how he creates. Mm-hmm. It's just like how he skates. It's like he's really attached to, well, this is how I'm delivering on the record. Yeah. If I can't do it live, I'm not going to do it live. But all the songs we're doing live, we want to make it like the record. So each record is like a skate session. We have to be aware of what we're doing and not out-trick ourselves because we have to reproduce it. You know what I mean? We want to keep it raw.
Were you ready to listen to it? See what it is? All right. Coming up, Chuck Treece and Tommie Guerrero Jam. Let's check it out.
Sorry.
Dude, that was rad, dude.
Yeah, dub sessions. I think that song might be called Night Rider. I mean, Tommie never, and all this stuff is instrumental, but the way we did that record, literally, like it's the drums and bass are live from top to bottom, recorded to a Tascam Porter Studio, a reel-to-reel, tape machine. And then Tommie goes, and I did the percussion, and then he did all the guitar overdubs. But it's great making records with Tommie. He's like a really thought out person with a lot of soul. And he puts his skating into the music also, which is, it's priceless. I mean, Ray, Matt, my friend, Josh, who's in the band, I'm lucky. It's almost like Fausto put us together.
Yeah.
Because we were all together doing a Blacktop rehearsal, like the start of it when Fausto passed. We got the phone call first. It was like, yo, Fausto just like kicked the bucket. We're just like, what is, and Fausto changed skateboarding, and that day it changed. So it just seemed like Stacy and Fausto and guys like that and other people down in San Diego, not just to be biased to like the Bay Area or whatever. It seems like there's a lot of fire starters in skateboarding that will pass the torch along for some oddball reason and group the right people together. You know what I mean? Because that's what Fausto and the guys at Thrasher did. They were able to hand pick us without hem picking us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. And that's great. I mean, because think about it. None of us would be here if it wasn't for him,
Right. Sure.
Definitely. And, but one more question. So how'd you link up with Bad Brains, dude? That's pretty badass, dude. Like, I mean, I love Bad Brains, man. I remember jamming out to him when I was like, probably like, I want to say about 9 years old, dude. I love him, dude. How'd you mix up with that, dude?
I'd known HR when the Bad Brains weren't together, like it was like 83. They had separated for a while. So HR started HR and Company, which is a band with him, Kenny Dredd, a bunch of guys from DC. And he called me and said, hey, do you want to come down and do a show? And so we opened up for him, and that's when I first met HR. The Bad Brains thing came along when I was playing guitar for Underdog. I just sent you the JPEG Vanishing Point, which I played lead guitar on. So we played shows, we recorded the record. And since Underdog was on Caroline and Bad Brains were on Caroline, we did a show opening up for Murphy's Law and a bunch of other people. Like Joey Ramone showed up, a bunch of people. So Underdog was kind of like the New York band that was about to bust out. All of a sudden, Dr. No comes up to me and says, do you want to, how are you at singing? And I was like, I can sing a little bit and I can chat. I was like, well, we want to audition a singer because this is right before Quickness was about to be released. They had already had Quickness done, and not Quickness. It was Quickness because I Against Stars before that. So Quickness was already done. HR hadn't tracked any vocals. They were like, why don't you try to write some vocals to this record? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I wrote to the reggae song and I could do it, but it was so, because I was like writing in Doc's house and his kids are jumping all over the place. Like, they live in Woodstock, New York. So it's like a bunch of hippie environment. Like, I love his kids, Naj, all of them. They're so cool, but they were so acrobatic in the house. And I'm sitting there trying to track a vocal on a 4-track. And he was like, if you can't deal, which I learned from Doc, and which I love Doc, all my brothers in Bad Brains, but Doc showed me, if you can't be creative around chaos, you don't need to be in this band.
That's so rad.
He broke all my bull crap down because it was like I had a mic, a 4-track, and I'm listening to like Mackie on drums and Doc and Daryl, and like there's no vocals and it's Quickness. So if you can imagine that record without vocals and you have to write vocals, so it literally scared the crap out of me. So that didn't work out. And then they called me probably a year and a half later to come write with them before they released the record Rise, which is on Epic. And during that time, HR wasn't in the band. Mackie was in and out of the band. So I was there kind of just to replace Mackie. Once they figured they got the record deal, Mackie came back in to track the record. They did a tour for a year with Living Color and a bunch of other bands. After that year, I came in to like relieve Mackie of his duties because he had to do other projects. And that's basically what it was. It was kind of like a family thing. And I was in and out of like, kind of like, it's almost like being kind of like in a baseball music boot camp or something. And then once they were able to call me, it was like, okay, you're going to play drums. We have about a week before we go to Japan and you're going to have to learn 25 songs like perfect. Because
shit.
Yeah, because it was still on the Epic tour. We were still on Epic's, roster and on their budget for touring. So it was like I had to learn Earl's parts and Mackie's parts, you know what I mean, to basically facilitate playing drums. And it was the scariest thing to, for one, play with the Bad Brains, but for two, I had never been to Japan ever before. So I had to fly there, get used to the jet lag, never had that in my mind. And I'm like, the first show, I could barely click my sticks.
Oh, no.
And I made it through, but it was just like, there's 25 songs I'm looking at. This is crazy. Like, and there's like 4 reggae songs in the set. It's like, brap, reggae song, brap. Like, so your arms are like I had to learn how to breathe. And I wish that I could be more like fanned out about it, but those guys showed me how to be a better musician, right. and I got a chance to, kind of redevelop myself as a musician because I was able to I thought it was all about volume and intensity, but then I got to a point where I was able to play the set without any, playing it like I was playing a jazz set, you know what I mean? Because I was able to listen back to recordings and I was like, why am I forcing it so much? These guys know their music. I got to learn how to play like a better musician around them. So when we're playing these shows and there's 30-day tours, there's 28 shows, 2 days off for traveling. I mean, if you don't have your mind worked out, you're gonna crap. You're gonna crap yourself. You know what I mean? So I've learned how to be a better overall person. They helped me change my diet, outlook. It wasn't like a bunch of weird Rastafari preaching or nothing. It was just really good stuff.
And do you feel? And no more last question on this one. But do you feel that skateboarding and music changed you to who you are now?
Well, yeah, skateboarding and music. Skateboarding changed me because it gave me a different carpet to ride on as a Black person. I never thought that I was going to be the first African American on the front cover of a magazine or none of like that. I just knew that to have skate parks and to have places to skate, people are going to progress if you use the word progression in the right way. You know, there's chord progressions in music. If you use them the right way or the wrong way, they create a melody or a tone. And skateboarding blew up in the 70s, and then it just kind of backed off. So when it came back on, we were the people, you know, carrying kind of like the freak flag, but it was what we were doing was carrying all the new, we're carrying the new foundation for what skateboarding is today. You know what I mean? I think it completely changed me, but it did give me a different anthem to look at as being a person of ethnicity, you know, blackness, you know what I mean? Like a mix for sure, green eyes, you know, black skin. But skating just made me look at like, well, who do I want to skate with and who do I want to emulate? And most of the people that I wanted to emulate, you know, there was Freddie DeSoto, which was black. There was Marty Grimes, which was black. But I really related to Stacy because of his outlook, his attitude, and his style. You know what I mean? And why he had style. You know what I mean? And why he made so much sense to skateboarding. And I'm happy that I was able to just come out of my color safari or zoo that you get put into when you're a young person because you hear adults and people talking. But when you're an athlete, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to figure out what it is. And the same with, you know, being an artist. And if I would have been biased about who I was, you know what I mean, and not able to integrate, skateboarding would have sucked because there was nothing for me to relate to as a black person in skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was just, I had to relate to me being an athlete, and I love playing baseball. So I was like, well, let me just do skateboarding. Baseball's a team sport. Football's a team sport. I could play all the sports, basketball, whatever. But skateboarding gave me that individual effort to just say, yo, I should push this to the level that I want. You know what I mean? That makes a lot. It changes your life when you know you have that option.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. And same with music. I mean, think about it. Skateboarding got you more into the or music got you into, they both worked out, basically what I'm saying. You know?
No, but skateboarding pushed me into punk rock and pushed me into GBH and all these other bands and Minor Threat. And then you meet Ian and he skates, his brother skated, HR and Earl skated because they lived in Hawaii with their dads, they're military brats. You know what I mean? So it's like, and Jeff Hartzell's connected because I came up skating with Hartsey and Murph, and you know, so there's all these different people that ended up we all ended up in the same arenas in different venues. You know what I mean? Like it's just like skateboarding is the biggest arena in the world that has multitudes of venues. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And if you don't utilize them and you get caught up on your color, you're going to miss out because your body can only hold out so long being an aggressive skater.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's rad to think that we all have different venues, like you said, different venues of different things, and but we're all together, you know, and that's what's rad about it. You know, that's why rad about skateboarding and music, because it all comes together no matter what, you know. You can have Eddie Van Halen skateboarding back in the day, or still skateboarding. We don't even know.
Right.
Well, all right. Well, do you have anything planned for the rest of 2001, 22 coming up or anything?
Well, we're going to finish this tour out with Ron Allen. I have a couple of shows with G Love that's happening down in the Keys in Florida, which is December 3rd through 5th. Mm-hmm. There's a show where I'm playing with Pete from the band Scream. Excuse me. And we're doing a birthday party in New York. And then, and then there's a record coming out with G Love that we just finished next year. But right now it's just, you know, taking my son on the road to get some skate parks under his legs and figure out what he's doing before he turns 20 and then into 21 and becoming an adult. So it's
scary, right?
Yeah, it's wild, you know. And my other son, DJ Swisher in New York, he's a kind of a juke bounce artist. You know, it's really, really good music. He's, you know, doing his thing. So I'm just proud that my father hanging out, doing my thing, and I'm happy that music and skateboarding are still connecting everything.
Well, you're a rad father, man. I think a lot of people would love to have a father like you, man, to go play music. Hey, son, I'm gonna go do this interview real quick, but go skate.
yeah, right. I know.
That's right. And Chuck, where can people find you at? Do you have a website, social media, YouTube, anything like that?
My main page right now, because we're still working on a website, is my Instagram page, which is my name, Chuck Treece, Treece, and then that'll lead you to whatever. But that's where I'm mainly on.
Okay, rad, dude. And then anything you want to say to the upcoming skaters or musicians or anything at all?
I guess just keep developing the art and the lifestyle, and hopefully we'll be able to, you know, put things out to where people can, you know, have better lifestyles skating, better sneakers, better whatever. You know what I mean? It's going to grow. You know what I mean? Better music, lighter gear, so you don't have to like lug all this gear around and mess your back up and have to go to a massage therapist and Reiki and acupuncture. Just you know what I mean? The dumb things that we had to go through and be kind of like. I would like for everything to become a little bit easier. So guys have a good time and be blessed.
Hell yeah. Well, Chuck, me personally want to say thank you for everything you have done for skateboarding, man. Like doing everything in music, skateboarding, all that. I personally want to say thank you so much for everything you have done, brother.
Okay, man. And I also wanted to say big ups to Ambler Beer Company and the Yard here in Ambler, PA. That's where I'm doing this interview. The Wi-Fi connection is blessed here, and it's a really good people. They support skating, and if you want to come and learn how to silk screen, hit up Mike at the Yard. He's willing to give people little classes on how to make things work.
You hear that, audience? Go visit the Yard, man. Go hit up Mike and tell him Chuck sent you. Well, look, tune in because we got coming up next is the one and only Pat Duffy, man. You ready for this? Yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks, Chuck.
All right, thank you.
Look, learn to read, learn to write, learn to talk, learn to walk, and let the dope. Hyperframe, the mic is smoking. Yo, I ain't joking. Rhyme to kill, rhyme to murder, rhyme to stomp, rhyme to ill, rhyme to rock.
What's up, Pat?
Oh man, yeah.
How you doing, brother?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Good
It's
to
dark
see
back
you.
there, man.
Yeah, it's nighttime here. It's like almost 10 o'clock. Is
Oh,
it? What
shit,
time is it?
dude.
I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, it's like 10.
Am I keeping past your bedtime?
Yeah, definitely. I'll stay up. I'll stay up for TSM, dude. No problem.
Hell yeah, dude. So how you been, man? What's been going on with you?
Just cruising, man. Like just living out here. I left SD a few years ago, 2016, and moved out like near Helsinki in Finland. My wife is from Helsinki, so we hightailed it out here.
So it's a big change for you, huh?
Countryside life, yeah. It's good though. We like it out here. It's fun.
Oh yeah, it's a big different change from SD to Finland.
Yeah, no. Well, I've been coming out here for years because my wife is from here, so we come out. Our kids were born in San Diego, but we would take them out here at least for a month or two every summer. So I've been coming back and forth. But we decided years ago that when they were going to go to school, like in first grade, that we were going to put them to school in Scandinavia instead of California.
Oh yeah, I mean it's probably the school system's better out there than it is in California.
Yeah, and they have more freedom, They can go be by themselves and be kids and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like kind of like when we grew up.
Exactly.
Kids don't get to be kids like we got to be kids these days.
No. There's so much restrictions. I think the kids can't be kids because of us.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a different era. You know what I mean? Like. You can't have kids roaming around and like get, I don't know, it's not safe, whatever, like safety first. But out here, you can go, be like a 10-year-old and ride your motor scooter down the road and like whatever. It's a fucking free for all out here, dude.
So what's skateboarding like in Finland?
It's good. We got a good scene out here, man. Good. We got Tampere, good city to skate. Helsinki, obviously. Turku. And we got some rippers like Jaakko Ojanen and Enes is out here. Marius moved out. Marius, the Govs is out here these days. We got a whole scene, man. It's good. We got some really, really good companies, too. Like we got El Rio Grind and Few Pounds. We got Few Pounds Co. Yeah, some Finnish brands, good shit coming out here.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, what's some of the people might know who you are, and if they don't know who you are, then we don't know who they are. But tell us a little bit about you.
So what do you want to know, man? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you straight.
Give it to me straight, man. Just blare it out. A little bio about yourself.
What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
Right,
How old am I?
Yeah, what, 25? What are you drinking, box wine?
I am drinking box wine. This went in, half of it went into the soup that my wife made tonight. And she was like, okay, you can drink the other half. You're allowed to drink the other half when you do your interview. So, but I've already
you
drank
just got to
it.
promote her soup, right?
Yeah, I've got to promote the borscht, the Russian borscht beet soup with white wine.
Well, so what got you into skateboarding?
Well, I always had okay. Well, it started really early. So my next door neighbor, when I was growing up, this is like 70s, dude. But there was always a board laying out in the yard, and I was like, like crawling around or walking, like still kind of in diapers, and I would always go gravitate towards the skateboard and like, just throw it around and like kind of, I don't know what I was doing with it. But there is a photo of me somewhere. It's probably somewhere around here of me, like, as like a 2-year-old, like trying to skate. So that thing was always around. And then I remember I saved up. Do you remember Thrifties? The store Thrifties? Yeah, you remember Thrifties? Because they had the ice cream, right? Thrifties ice cream. So I saved up whatever it was, $12.99 for one of these Veriflex, like when I was maybe 7. One of these Veriflex, like like Chuck was talking about, like they look like penny. They're like the old school penny boards.
Yeah.
The plastic. So I had that for a little while, and then I remember around 1985, the older kids, my sister's friends, were over, and they were like, "We got this new video," And these are my sister's friends. She's like 3 years older than me, but the dudes were over like, "Oh, can we play this new video?" And it was the Future Primitive, the power board.
Oh shit.
And I don't remember much about the video, but I just remember being mesmerized with the downhill sliding, the sliding section where they had like the crazy like discs on their hands, like. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool, right?" And so I had to save up and got myself a Steve cab with like all the plastic on it. You know what I mean? Nose guard, lapper, like tail guard rails, like everything, copers. And then, but I used it for transportation. I didn't really get into it. Right? I was like skating, but I wasn't really trying to skate. I was still BMXing, at this point. And then the next step, the next evolution was, I switched schools from 8th grade to 9th grade. Mm-hmm. Right. And this was in, 1987, 88, something like that. And there was a whole group of kids that came to the high school from another area of our county in Marin County. Mm-hmm. And these kids all skated, and they like were skaters. And I thought these were the coolest kids ever, and I wanted to be friends with them, right? Because I'm like, oh shit, well, I have a skateboard. So I had lost the cab at this point. It was a couple years later after 6th, 7th, 8th grade, Mm-hmm. But I remember I started to become friends with these guys because they surfed and skated, and they were like cool. And I remember I borrowed a Bill Danforth Alva board.
Oh shit!
I borrowed one from a friend, and I learned how to ollie up a curb, and it was on Halloween night in 1988. And right when I learned how to ollie up that curb, and I was friends with these skater guys, I was completely hooked. Like that's all I could think about. So that's the absolute turning point is when I learned to ollie on that Bill Danforth Alva board.
Damn. You still have, have you found that board yet?
No, I had to give the board back to Chad Tolbert. But then I got my own. I think I saved up and got a board. But that's when that's when I got completely, like it took over my life.
Dude,
completely took over my life. And then that's when I found my slider bar. Like we stole this flat bar from the school and brought it to my house, and I practiced on the flat bar. I had a jump ramp, and then I built a mini ramp in my backyard, and it was like skateboarding. Quit the baseball team, quit the football team, like
Were
skateboarding.
your parents bummed that you quit baseball and football team, or were they hyped that you like?
No, my dad passed away when I was a kid, but my mom just whatever we wanted to do, she was into. So she was like, "You want a ramp? You could build a ramp." She's like, "I'm not going to pay for it, but if you could get it, if you could." So what happened was, but no, she wasn't bummed that I wasn't a sportsman. But my coaches were really pissed because I guess I was pretty good at baseball. Played like. I batted fairly well and played a good position. So my coaches were like, please just don't do this to yourself. And I was like, fuck, dude, what am I going to do? I really don't want to practice. I don't want to be here. I want to be skating. You know what I mean? Like, I can't not follow my heart, right? So, but what happened? Yeah, my mom she was into it. Yeah, she liked having all the kids around. So, but we actually ended up getting the ramp because my buddy that I was skating with, this dude, Joe Colangelo, his dad was like, I'll finance the ramp. You guys build it, So we built it at his house up on the hill. And it was 12 foot wide, 6 foot tall with like 7.5 foot train. It was a nice ramp. And within 2 months, he slammed and broke his arm. And he's like, I don't want this ramp anymore. And I'm like, I'll take it. So we just took it apart and lugged it to my house and put it back together.
he breaks his arm. Oh, I don't want any more. Don't worry. Hey, don't worry about it. I got it. Right
I got you. I got a bunch of kids together. Like, all right, we're taking this ramp apart and bringing it to my house. And then we actually cut it down 1 foot. We made it 5.5, and then kept one section. It was like we kept one. It was 2 sheets wide. So it's 16 wide. So we kept one section 6. So we had like a little extension on half of it, and then the other side was just 5.5.
Dude, that's rad. That's a good ramp, man.
Yeah, it was super fun, man. We had many sessions.
Do you remember the raddest trick you land on there?
Well, I learned when remember when Not the New H Street video came out with Matt Hensley when he was doing right after he did the 540s. I was like, because Hensley was my favorite skater of all time.
Hey, high five to that too, man.
Right? High five. He's my favorite skater of all time. He had the best style. He was the best dude ever. And when he was in his heyday with his cargo shorts and his fucking chain wallet and his fucking bleached blonde shaved head, there was no beating Matt Hensley. Nothing could touch him.
Hey, I even tried to dress like him, dude.
Yeah, I did too, man. Everybody did. Like, yeah, if you were skating, if you were a rat in that era, Hensley was your favorite.
Oh yeah, I had walls. My walls were like Matt Hensley pictures all up and down.
Me too. And I was buying Hensley boards before I was sponsored by H Street. I was just buying like in a row, like 10 king size Hensleys. That was my favorite board.
Yep.
But right when that came out, when he learned the 540s, I was like, I'm doing a 540 on the ramp. I went and learned 540s on the ramp.
Dude, that's fucking rad, dude.
Yeah.
That's rad. And then go back a little bit. So you got sponsored by A Street, and then like that must have been like you must have been stoked because I mean having Matt Hensley and Carol and all these guys were all on everybody on it. I mean, how did that come along?
Well, because I was skating like so much and I was getting good pretty quick, and I had my flat bar that we stole. It's like a balance beam, a metal one that we stole from a school, and I brought it to my house. And we were skating that a lot, so I was getting pretty good at handrails and just I don't know. I was like progressing fairly quick because I just like I said, it was like all I could think about was like night and day. It's like skateboarding, and so I was friends with Jeff Pettit and Ray Simmons, and those guys were already sponsored by H Street. So I made this sponsor me tape and I gave it to Jeff Pettit and I was like, send it to 8th Street, man. I need to get on 8th Street. But he's like, all right, I'll give it to him. And then when they saw it, they were just like, Dave Andrecht saw it first and he was like, oh, this guy, okay. And then he showed it to Mike Chernowski and Chernowski was like, okay, this guy, we need to get this guy some boards, just make sure to keep him on 8th Street, So that's how I got sponsored by H Street. And this was right around the time that MT was already thinking about, because H Street, I guess, was getting too big for some of the riders. Like Danny was complaining there's too many people on H Street, and like everyone and their mother rides for H Street.
Yeah.
And so he was already thinking about starting Plan B, and I ended up just getting in there right in the right time to where he was like, "Hey, would you want to ride Plan B?" You know. So
Like,
I only rode for
yeah.
H. Yeah, so I only rode for H Street for maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. I got two boxes of boards. That's about it.
But think about it. I mean, you're riding for a company where your favorite skater is a part of, and you're like, dude, what the fuck, man?
I know, it was like insane. Well, it was like a dream come true because H Street was like my favorite. I grew up on Shackleton's, you know.
Oh,
religious. Yeah. It was like my Bible, like my Bible that I read every day. Little excerpts from fucking my skateboard Bible was like, you know, the Ray Simmons part and fucking Carol and SF, and the Carroll brothers and SF, and fucking, you know. Art and Steve Godoy. Was
it Shackle Me Not when they did the introduction? Was it Danny Way going down the set of stairs when he was a kid? Was that Shackle Me Not? I remember there's a A Street video where someone was just going down somebody's like stair sets at their house or something like that. It was like an introduction video. I know.
Yes, it was the beginning of Danny's part at the end of Shackle Me Not when he was like, Mike, can I get a part in the video? And then the doorknob comes off, and he's like, "What?" It throws the doorknob, and then they're like, "Sorry, Danny, video's done, dude. I can't." And then he does the caveman inside the house.
Yeah,
yeah. And then they're like, "All right, I guess you can get a part." And he's got the last part, and it's the gnarliest shit ever, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the one. D-Way.
And then so going from H Street to Plan B, and you've only been on there for like a few months, and then they're like, "Hey, coming to Plan B," and you're like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Like,
yeah, it was more of like a trial, like maybe get on, maybe not, I don't know. But okay, so I was talking. I did well in this. Remember the NSA contests, like.
Mm-hmm.
So I did well in the regionals. Like I went to Corvallis when I rode for H Street because you had to be sponsored to enter these contests, and I was sponsored by H Street. I went to Corvallis and I got like third. No, Colin got third. I think I got fourth. Mm-hmm. No, I got third. It was Chris Branna was first in the street. Colin McKay was second, and I got third. And then I missed my mini ramp run, which was kind of tragic. I slept through it. But, we were sleeping in the van, and I don't know why, but I fucking slept in the van. And then in San Jose, the next regional was in like San Jose. And I did good. I got sixth in that, and I was supposed to fly to Georgia to go to Atlanta to go to the finals. So I remember being a kid, 16 or 17, 16, I think. And I was like on the phone. Like I remember T-Mag called me one night, or at the like this one night T-Mag calls, and he's like, "Hey, we'll send you to because he was doing H Street, but then Mike T called too, and he's the only one that I knew. I didn't know Tony, but I did know Mike because he had come up and we had filmed a little bit together when I was still writing H Street boards and stuff. And he was like, "If you want to just blow off that contest and just cruise, I'll fly you to San Diego and just come down and film with us." And I was like, "Okay."
You're like, yes.
Yeah. Well, no, because I wanted to go to the contest, but then again, I didn't know what I was getting into, and I knew Mike, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll cruise down and just hang out with you then."
Yeah.
And so I blew that off, and then I went down to San Diego and hung out with Mike and Danny, and this is right when Plan B was going, so like right when it was getting it off. I don't even think they had the name yet. But, yeah.
That's rad. I mean, just to know. I mean, just to be part of that big era of
yeah, it was fun. I just was in the right place at the right time, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I want someone to say, can you take us back to this day?
What day? That was like an eternity. That was like 5 lifetimes ago. It's funny. Do I still look the same? I still look that young, right? I look at it. Crazy.
Yeah.
That was fun. Mike, we flew because I went and did that olive school backflip with Tobin Yellen, and we shot it, and it came out in Transworld. And Mike was like, "You got to get that for the video," right? And so he drove from San Diego in his brand new Acura Legend. They just bought, right? It was right when Acura came out in the early '90s. You know, he was in his luxury car, and my high school girlfriend's friend's parents were out of town that night. they were having a house party, and so it was like a Friday night, and I was like, "Hey, Mike was staying at my house, like with us, with my mom, and like he's just like, yeah." And I'm like, "Hey, Mike, there's a house party that I want to go to," and he goes, "Here, take the Acura." He gives me the keys. Brand new car, and I was like, "What? Really?" I'm like, okay, I'll take the Acura. It's so I wasn't drinking or anything, but I was like, went to the party and like whatever, and hung out probably till 5 a.m, and then came back, and Mike's sleeping on my bed, and I curl up on the floor, go to sleep for a couple hours, and then we go there, and it's just me and him. You know, just the video camera and him and me, and it just happened to start raining. Like it just started to sprinkle, and I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "Dude drives all the way from San Diego to get this trick. Like, fuck, we got to get it," you know. And he gave me the keys to his brand new car last night. Like, fuck, I'm not coming home empty-handed.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, so it started to rain a little bit, and I was warming up, and like I did a few board slides on it when it was wet, and it was already wet out, and I was like, "Well, fuck, man, like, you can board slide the thing, you can get your trick, you know." So I just kept trying, and it worked out.
No, and that's and that's what staples in a lot of people's mind is that your video part in the Plan B video. I mean, that was that was staple in my mind, and a lot of my age and kids nowadays. That part right there, it was just an amazing thing to see, because it's like, dude, did he just do that in the fucking rain, dude? That's insane.
Funny. Yeah, it's definitely like it's been one of my career highlights, man.
But it's rad. I mean,
it's fun though. It's fun, like fuck, I did it, and people liked it. So I'm stoked. I like to talk about it.
No, that's definitely rad. And a lot of people, I mean, you've done a lot for skateboarding, you know what I mean? Like team manager, skateboarding for a lot of good companies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
what's the most memorable thing that you can remember of everything you have done? One of the most memorable things that you can remember.
My memory's terrible. I've done so much stuff that I don't even remember. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like the video game that we were in was pretty memorable. In the EA Skate 1, 2, and 3 was kind of cool. I like the Think days were amazing. Like living in the warehouse across the street from Thrasher with the dirt ramp, like for 2.5, 3 years was absolutely insanity. Complete like party mayhem. But I don't know what to say. Like just traveling, just being skateboarder, I guess. I don't know, like being able to do it, just to be out and like loving life,
Hell yeah.
And memorable things, survival.
And do you and what was your experience when you first time traveled outside of the United States, going to Europe and stuff like that? What was that like?
Yeah, it was crazy. My first trip out was it was just me and Sal Barbier. We went to England, and I met Joe Burlow, R.I.P. Joe Burlow, for the first time. He was the one that was distributing Plan B at the time, and yeah, that was a crazy experience. Like I was still in high school, like traveling. We did like this little tour all around like London, and then we went down to Cornwall, drove around with Alvin Singfield and Joe Burlow. I don't know. That was Sean Goff was like the Plan B distributor rider. this mini ramp champ from England. And then my first Euro trips were crazy, like '93. That was crazy. Yeah, because I didn't realize like that's when, when you're 19, 20. I think it was 19, and like, like the drinking age is like 16. So you're like, what? I can drink in the bars here. This is crazy. This is sick, man. I love this place.
That's right.
Absolute mayhem, like a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds just fucking loose in Europe, like from that. Just skateboarders just raging across Europe.
That's rad, man. I mean, because think about it. I mean, that's '93 is right when Questionable came out, or was it '94?
Questionable came out in '92. We filmed 92. In '91. I was still in high school. We were filming Questionable. Yeah.
Yeah. So when Questionable came out, and then you hit the tour, I mean, people were just like blown away by you guys. You know what I mean? Because you guys like have redid skateboarding, to what it is now.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, that video definitely like took it to another level. Questionable was definitely one of the like turning points. I guess I equate it to when I saw Hocus Pocus, and I was like, oh my god, dude, it's too good. I've got to quit now because the level's too high. But I'm sure like Questionable probably had that effect on the kids, of that era that were watching it. Like, fuck, man, these guys are too good. I gotta quit. That's how I felt when I saw Hocus Pocus, right?
and to get to see yourself on a big screen or movie theater and stuff. How would that feel, dude?
That was terrifying, dude. I was just like, I don't even want to be here, dude. This is too crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not like limelight guy. I like to be in the shadows.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely then, I'm too much of a nervous wreck for that kind of shit.
And then
I don't mind doing demos and shit like that in front of people. You know what I mean? But like when you're in that kind of environment, I don't know. It's just like I get too nervous.
Well, I do remember you. I think it was PD when PD had a demo. I remember you skating that one.
Yeah.
Out front in that little shopping center.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not shopping center, but in that hotel across street where PD used to do all the demos there back in the day.
Totally, I remember that, dude. That was like That was like mid '90s, right? Like '95 or something.
I don't know. What do you think, Carl? When was that? Let's see if he pops on. There he is.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Carl?
Yeah, I shot this photo when I started shooting photos on film.
Ah, well. Hey, let me put my glasses on.
A little glare. I'm trying to get that glare.
Is that
off.
me? Who's that?
Yeah, it's you, dude.
Where is that?
Across the street from Pacific Drive.
No way, man. That's properly dipped back Smith.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I owe you a 6-pack of Heineken for doing it that day.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, you better pull out Heineken. You're like, all right. I'll do it.
No way. That's insane. What year is this?
I don't know.
You don't.
Hey, our minds don't even remember, dude.
Well, take a guess. What year is it? Do you have any idea?
I'm gonna say 95, 96.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was when you were living in PB for a minute, wasn't it?
I lived in Pacific Beach for 2 years. So straight out of high school in '92. So I was there from '92, '93, and like a little bit of '94. So that was probably around then.
Okay.
And I was hanging out at PD like every other day. So.
Yeah, that was long. Maybe
we gotta turn this into an NFT and sell it. This is a one-off. It's all made by hand.
Absolutely, dude. I need a copy of that. Like,
yeah.
Actually, I don't even mind. Like, just shoot a phone copy and send it to me. I want to see it.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. And then I'll timestamp that onto the blockchain for my NFT.
There we go. That's what's up. You know what's up.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Pat. Well, so what do you have coming up? Anything good coming up, like for 2022?
Well, I just kind of finished off my like summer traveling. Like, well, okay, so everything's been locked down for so long, right? And I was actually like, I even turned down some traveling because it was before like early spring. I was like, I don't know how, like, is traveling okay these days? Like, whatever, you know, like, but I guess you just have to, like, it's not, I finally said, fuck it. Okay, I'm just going to book because I still have my hands in, like, I don't really, like, you know, get paid to skateboard anymore. I still have a board on Plan B, but I, like, am kind of regular guy job over here, you know, like, I kind of gave up my pro skateboarding career so that we could live in Finland, and the kids could go to school here. And
Yeah.
so, but I still got my hands a little bit in it, which is nice in like the traveling because I worked for World Cup Skateboarding with Dave Duncan and Eastalk, and so I go around and I judge contests, right? So World Cup runs a lot of different really cool events around Europe, like Omar Esquino in Spain. We do the double triple fest event in Kiev, which I was there, and then I went and I judged this the Red Bull Paris, the Paris.
Oh yes, I know you're talking about.
I was judging there in Paris with Stefan Laurent and Danny Lebrun. Trevor McClung won it, which was insane. Like,
dude, that course was badass too, dude.
The course was super fun, man. It was super fun. I skated a bunch. What else? And then I went to Prague for the 30th or 26th annual Mystic Cup. Was insane. So like I said, like I still got my hands kind of in the traveling aspect, but you know, we had to take so long off for this whole lockdown, like no one was going anyway. So
yeah,
but finally got out and did that, and then I went and I got to Danny and Colin flew me to Barcelona for a Plan B film trip.
Okay.
Yeah, this was just like a month ago. It was insane. It was so fun to see Trevor and Felipe and little Christian and Danny, Colin. Erleon was out there. Felipe, my boy Felipe, and Shay Sanford and some fucking film like Eric Bragg. I got to hang out with Bragg, my buddy Bragg, for a week. Super fun, man.
That's good. I'm glad that you still. I mean, you're always going to be involved in skateboarding because that's in your blood. It's in your.
I mean, fuck, I have to skate, dude.
Yeah.
And my son, my little Lemmy is like a full skate rat, so I'm taking him to the skate parks and, like, you know what I mean. I'm like skating with him all the time. So.
Does he know about you? Does he know about does he realize that your dad? Does he realize his dad is like some history of skateboarding, part of the history of skateboarding or anything, or does he know a little bit about you or what?
Yes, yeah. I mean, he knows I'm in the mix, and I know a lot of people. You know what I mean?
He doesn't brag to his friends like, "Yo, this is my dad."
No. He's, you know how kids. I mean, I don't know. Do you have kids?
No, zero kids, man. I don't know how I managed no kids at my age, man.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah. No, he's not bragging at all. He's like, "I'm fucking. There's my dad again." Fucking embarrassed. He's embarrassed when I show up at the park. I'm like, "Dude, let's shred, man." Hey, kids.
Oh, that's fucking funny, dude. That's funny, man. And what's your view on skateboarding now? I mean, from growing up from the 80s, 90s, and 2000 and way skateboarding is now. Do you feel like it's better, or you think it's progressing? Do you think it's going forward or backward?
Well, I mean, the level is progressing. The level is just insane these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The level of skateboarding these days, like the Jamie Foys and the crazy ledge. Dude, my cat has been hunting something in the living room for like the entire episode. I've been watching Jeff Wan. I watched Chuck Treece, and my cat is like trying to find like a mount, like she's hunting something. I saw the little paw come, like, dude, look at Is she there? You can't see her. She's
No,
like,
I can't see it.
she's underneath the table. Like, dude, sorry. I swear. There's like a fucking dead bird or like a fucking like crippled mouse under the couch, and she's trying her hardest. She's been at it for like an hour. It's funny.
Oh yeah, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
But yeah, what I was saying is like, yeah, the progression of skateboarding is crazy. I never thought it would get to this crazy flip in, flip out, like. And also, I like the way that the creativeness has been going. Like, it's so, people are getting so creative these days, and it's like there's nothing that's uncool anymore. Like, anything goes. It's like a free for all these days, which I kind of like, you know.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely rad. I mean, because if you look at it, you know, skaters like you and Costin and Rodney and names go on and on and on.
Damn, you're gonna throw me in with Costin and Rodney, dude. That's kind of nice, dude. Hey, I like where you're going with this, Tommy.
You like that, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, there's thousands of names, but I mean, you know, but you guys and all the other guys, you know, have gained platform for these new age skateboarders because all they're doing is rewatching your videos. Oh, you got it?
Oh my god, dude! You're gonna trip.
What did he cut?
You're gonna trip, dude. There's a ferret. There's a fucking ferret in the house. It's a little white
ferret in your house.
Yeah, there's a little white marmot or something, dude. I just saw it. That's what the cat. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. You could. Here, wait. Hang on a minute. Watch this. I'm gonna put the flashlight on. Oh, now it's behind the. You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
You see it over there?
Yeah. The fuck is that?
It's a little marmot. I've only seen one of those. And that was like probably 3 years ago. And I was tripping out. I thought it was a pet. This was like not even near this house. It was a different house. And I thought it was somebody's pet that got out. So I like pulled over. It ran in front of my car. I pulled over and I was like trying to find it. But now, and then I like went home and like, there it is, dude. Holy smokes. I got to get the cat. Oh, so that wasn't the cat. So I thought that was the, okay, I'm tripping out, dude. Because I thought that was the cat's paw coming out from under the table, but it was actually that white little marmot.
It was trying to get you, dude.
Look at it. Dude, look at him.
Yeah.
Holy
shit. I just saw. He just ran underneath that thing.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. He's oh my God. I'm tripping, dude. This is insane. Dude, there's a marmot. He's fucking here, dude. My wife just woke up because I'm freaking out.
Tell her I'm sorry.
Well, if just sit here and he's gonna come out. He's like, so anyways, sorry about that.
No, it's fucking hilarious. I love it, dude.
It's just like walking around. It's a marmot. Should be coming out over there anytime. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, skateboarding.
So what I was saying is, so, you know, like a Pat Duffy and Ronnie Moe and, you know, Sean Sheffy, names go on and on and on, you know, costumes and stuff like that. You guys have made a platform for these new age skateboarders to be who they are or be creative. And how's that make you feel that you made that platform for these guys?
It's nice, you know, like, I don't know. It makes me feel good that I you know, at that point in my life, like, you know, whatever, like we were doing our thing and like it happened to be that we were, you know, like kind of pushing the level like a little bit, you know, and there's a generation that does it every year, basically, or every couple of years, like it gets pushed up, and it's nice. I know, it's so cute, huh? It's nice that I was involved in that, you know, to an extent. Like, I'm not gonna say like it was me, but there was definitely a group of us that were doing it at a certain time in the 90s, and we were pushing it, you know, which is, that feels good.
No, definitely, man. And you know, and then one last question. Do you have anything you want to say to anybody coming up for skateboarding, or is or isn't, or what?
Yeah, I mean, dude. He just ducked behind the thing again, but he's so cute. It's like insane.
You're gonna keep him?
I might, dude. I might keep him. At least for a little while. Maybe get a cage and a little wheel he could run in and shit.
You gotta send me a picture of this thing, dude.
I'm gonna try. I will. I'll send it. What I would say, like, to anyone that wants to do it, like, just follow your heart, man. Like, just do it. You know, don't. Basically, this is just advice for being a human being, but like, don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about you. Just do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, haters are gonna hate. Fuck them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep, definitely.
Sayla,
you found it?
Sayla's coming in now. My daughter's coming in. She's like,
what the hell?
Yeah, she's so stoked. It's so cute, huh? Sorry, we're like.
You're good, brother. You're good, man.
I hope I didn't boil the episode with my marmot.
No, it's great, dude. People are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Well, look, Duffy, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Hey, I'm stoked, man. Like, it was crazy because I'm like super nervous to do these type of things. This has been actually really easy, but it was funny because I was thinking like, damn, he just went this way. He's over here. Yeah, he just went that way. I was thinking like, holy shit, we made this date like 10 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden yesterday, I'm like, damn, it's tomorrow. like there's no turning back because we've been planning on it for so long. There was no like, oh, dude, can't do it. Like, we're doing this, dude.
It's on. What time is it over there? 10 o'clock in the night? We're going to do it.
We're doing it. So yeah, I'm super happy, man. True Skateboarding. Thank you so much for having me, dude. I'm so psyched, Tommie. And Carl, thank you so much for having me, man. Stoked.
Yeah, definitely. And Pat, you know, definitely want to say thank you for what you have done for skateboarding to inspire not just me, Carl, all the 90s kids, but you inspired everybody else, man. And I just want to say thank you for everything.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it, Tommie. Thanks a lot, man.
Well, this is a wrap for TSM Live Show Season 4 finale. I'm your host, Tommie Zam. I want to say thank you to all our sponsors for making Season 4 possible. Thank you to all our guests for coming on Season 4 of True Skateboard Mag Live Show. And tune in for Season 5 because we're
Thanks,
on
man.
the road. Peace.
Peace out. Thanks, dude.
Later.